श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्।
श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, we have completed 5 weeks of Vande GurorMandalam lecture series on Adi Shankara Bhagavad Stotras. We are proceeding with Saundarya Lahari, today's shloka number 35.
मनस्त्वं व्योमत्वं मरुदसि मरुत्सारथिरसि त्वमापस्त्वं भूमिः त्वयि परिणतायां नहि परम् त्वमेव स्वात्मानं परिणमयितुं विश्ववपुषा चिदानन्दाकारं शिवयुवति भावेन बिभृशे।
Manastvam Vyomatvam Marudasi Marutsarathirasi. That is, all the Panchabhutas of which creation is made are all your manifestations only. This concept we have seen before, but from this shloka onward, in fact it started with an earlier shloka, the concept of Shiva and Shakti acting together for creation, sustenance, destruction, etc. of the universe, Pancha Kritya of the universe, is being stressed. So in that context, he is making this observation. You are the mind, you are the Akasha, you are the wind, Marut Sarathirati, you are Agni. Agni is driven by wind. Wind is the Sarathi. So he put it beautifully. Tam apastva, tam bhumihi. You are the water, you are the earth. So 5 elements he has mentioned, Panchabhuta. Swayi parinatayam nahi param. This universe is a manifestation of yours only. Nahi param. It's not different from you. It's only a manifestation of yours. Tvameva swatmanam parinamayitum vishwavapusha. Tvameva, you only decided to manifest as universe, Vishwavapusha, in the body of the universe, in the form of the universe. Swatmanam, your own Atma. So for that, Bibrishe, you are accepting, you are carrying Chidanandakaram Shivayuvati Bhavena. Chiti Ananda Akaram. Now, Sat Chiti Ananda, out of which we have seen before, Sat is an attribute associated with Shiva, and Chiti and Ananda, Jnana, consciousness, and bliss are associated with Devi. So he says, a form of bliss and consciousness you have taken in the form of Shiva Yuvati Bhavena, in the form of Shiva Yuvati, young consort of Shiva. Now, unless he brings the consort of Shiva aspect, he cannot complete the description of the emanation of the universe, because the emanation of the universe is a joint effort of both of them. That is why he is saying Shiva Yuvati Bhavena, because Sat is the aspect of Shiva and Chit and Ananda are the aspects of Devi. Of course, you cannot divide like that. This is only a kind of understanding. For the purpose of understanding, we are doing like this. Because they are essentially one, and Satchidananda is also essentially one. So, These five elements have been mentioned here, and Devi in six chakras, because these five elements are five chakras, and Manas was the sixth chakra. So this is a reference to Devi being present in all the six chakras and blessing us as you take the Kundalini upwards. And the benefit given to this shloka is very surprisingly Kshayaroga Nivritti, that is freedom from TB. I don't know how they got this connection, that is the scholar's domain. So in the next six shlokas, we find that each of these six chakras is taken up for special description. Manastvam, Yomatvam, Marudasi, Marutsarasirasi, Tamapastvam, Bhumis, Tvayi Parinatayam, Nahi Param, Tvameva Swatmanam Parinamayitum, Vishwavapusha, Chidanandakaram, Shiva Yuvati Bhavena Bibhrishe.
तवाज्ञाचक्रस्थं तपनशशिकोटिद्युतिधरं परं शम्भुं वन्दे परिमिलितपार्श्वं परचिता यमाराध्यन् भक्त्या रविशशिशुचीर्णामविषये निरालोके लोके निवसति हि भालोकभुवने.
Now he is starting with Ajna Chakram. This is the Avarohana Krama. That is why you find both Shiva and Shakti together being worshipped. After ascending up to the six chakras, there is a stage beyond six chakras. It's very difficult to go up. Only the selected few can go to Sahasrara Chakra, enjoy the supreme bliss of Shiva Shakti, and then the Avarohana Krama starts. So they have now come down to the Ajna Chakra, which is at the eyebrow level, and while coming down, both Shiva and Shakti are giving darshan in each of the chakras. Tavajna Chakratham Tapanashashikotidyutidharam Param Shambhum Vande Parimilita Parshvam Parachita. Tava Ajna Chakratham. In every of the one of the shlokas, he is particular to mention it is yours. Every one of these chakras is yours. Your Ajna Chakra. In your Ajna Chakra, Shiva is shining. Param Shambhum, the Supreme Shiva, is shining. Tapana Shashikot is Dyutidharam. Crores of Suryas and crores of Chandras, that kind of radiance he is shedding. The brilliance of crores of Suryas, the coolness of crores of Chandras together. That Shambhu I worship one day. Parimilita Parshvam Parachita. Parachita Parimilita Parshvam Parachita. That is the supreme Chiti. That is Devi, who is the supreme consciousness. She is taking the form of two Devis and embracing Shiva from both sides. Parimilita Parshvam. Parshvam means side. So from the two sides, Devi has taken two forms and embracing Parameshwara. Yamaradhyan bhaktya ravishashi avishaye niraloke loke nivasatihi bhaloka bhuvane. Yam aradhyan bhaktya. Always bhakti is emphasized. All worship has to be with extreme devotion. So he says, one who devotes, one who worships with great devotion, this couple, Shiva Parvati in Ajna Chakra, for him, there is an experience, there is a world. He lives in a separate world. Bhaloka Bhuvane, Bhaloka, there is no loka like that known to us. There are 7 lokas up, 7 lokas down, 14 Chaturdasha Bhavana, we know that. But none of these Chaturdasha Bhavanas is known as Bhaloka Bhavana. Now, so this is not one of those physical bhavanas which you can go to. This is the mental bhavana which you can experience only mentally. and this is only brilliance. Bha is brilliance. Bhaloka bhavana means nothing but brilliance. You cannot find physical objects in that universe. In that world, you cannot find any physical objects because there is only the radiance of Parameshwara and Parvati. Ravishasha Shuchinam Avishaye. Now, how is the brilliance in that Bhaloka Bhavana? It is not a matter for Surya, Chandra, and Agni. Shuchi means Agni. For them, this is not a field. Means what? That means they have no place there. Their brilliance is nothing in comparison with this brilliance, so they cannot even deign to enter there. There's no point in their going into that field because they will be nowhere. Their brilliance will be completely obscured by the brilliance which is already there, shed by the divine couple. Ravi Shashi Shuchi. Shuchi is the name of Agni because it purifies everything. Pavaka is another name for Agni which means the same. The greatest purifier is Agni. So Ravi Shashi Shuchinam Avishaye, it is not a field for them. Niraloke, Aloke is another two descriptions of that experience, that world of that experience of that world. Niraloke, that means it is not something which is you can see with your eyes. Alokanam is seeing with your eyes. Alokanam, Avalokanam. Seeing with your eyes. The physical world we see with our eyes all around us. But this is an experience which you are experiencing only in the mental level. So this is not for the physical experience. So niraloke. Aloke. Aloke means loka is whatever you see, whatever you experience physically. Aloke means this is different from that. The first one was this cannot be experienced physically. The second one is whatever you have experienced physically, it is not that. It is entirely different from that. It is entirely different from that because these two qualities are different. Say once you say this is not to be experienced physically, so dream world is there, for example, that you cannot experience physically. In the dream, you can go anywhere. You can go even to Sargaloka. You can meet Devendra in the dream. You can have darshan of Bhagavati in the dream. But having opened your eyes, you find it all those are dreams only. So that is not connected with the physical world. So that is the first one. You're all okay. Second one is this is entirely different. What you see in the dream may have connection with what you have experienced. You may see some friend whom you met only 3 days ago. In the dream, you may see him again. So that is the connection with the physical world. But whereas aloke is absolutely no connection with what you have experienced so far. That means what? This is unparalleled experience. There is no matchless experience. There is no parallel to it. So that he is putting in such a beautiful description. So that is the Bhaloka Bhavana. The Bhavana itself is only brilliance, nothing with that. So this Ajna Chakra is described as full of brilliance of Suryas and Chandras. And this is a lotus of two dalas, two petals, this Ajna Chakra, and the Shiva and Shakti are worshipped as Para Shambhunatha and Chit Paramba. Para Shambhunatha and Chit Paramba as surrounded by 64 rays, Manasa Mayukhas, Manasa rays. We have seen the count of these rays in an earlier sloka. Every chakra there is a different count of rays emanating from that chakra. So this is 64. This is Manasa because this is the chakra associated with Manas. And it is called Ajna Chakra because Shiva appears here and gives him Ajna, gives him permission for further spiritual progress. That is why it's called Ajna. Even in the Avarohana Krama, if you are one of those selected lucky aspirants at Ajna Chakra, you will get this experience of Shiva coming there, giving you darshan and giving you permission, giving you leave to go up to Sahasrara Chakra. So that is the meaning of Ajna Chakra. Tava Chakratham Tapanashikotidhyutidharam Param Shambhum Vande Parivilita Parshvam Parachita Yamaradhyan Bhaktya Ravishashi Avishaye Niraloke Loke Devasatihi Bhaloka Bhuvane.
विशुद्धौ ते शुद्धस्फटिकविशदं व्योमजनकं शिवं सेवे देवीम् अपि शिवमवाप्नो अपि शिवसमानव्यवसिताम् ययोकान्त्या यान्त्याः शशिकिरणसारूप्य सरणे विधूतान्तर्ध्वान्ता विलसितचकोरीव जगति.
In the previous Ajna Chakra shloka, I forgot to mention. Now, each of these chakras is associated with a kshetra in Bharata Desha. The kshetra with which Ajna Chakra is associated is Kashi, and Shiva is Vishwanatha, and we saw two Devis by the side of him. One is Vishalakshi, another is Durga. Vishalakshi and Durga. There is a temple for Durga, a very famous temple, associated with a story in Devi Bhagavatam. There is a Sudarshana, King Sudarshana, coming in Rama's land, in the lineage of Rama, Suryakulam. And there is a story connected with him where Devi takes residence in Kashi to bless that king. So that story is there. That is how Durga is there. Now next is Vishuddhi Chakra. This is at the throat level. That was at the eyebrow level. This is at the throat level. From here onwards, there is a special emphasis on Shiva. More emphasis on Shiva than Devi. In Vishuddhi Chakra, the Tattva is Akasha, as we have seen before. Akasha Tattva. Vishuddhau te Vishuddhau, again. In your Vishuddha Chakra, all chakras are associated with Devi only. In your Vishuddha Chakra, Shuddha Sphatika Vishadam Vyoma Janakam Shivam Teve, I worship Shiva, who is as pure as a pure Phatika. Shuddha Sphatika Sankasham Trinetram Panchavastrakam. That is how the Jnana Shloka starts for Sri Rudra Mantra. So, same. He is always compared with a pure crystal in terms of brilliance and purity. Vyoma Janakam. He is the creator of Akasha Tattva. Vyoma is Akasha. Shivam Seve Devimapi Shiva Samana Vyavasitam. I also worship Devi, Devimapi Shiva Samana Vyavasitam, who is engaged in actions similar to Shiva. Vyavasaya is actions, effort. So she is putting in efforts which are not opposed to Shiva's, which are in consonance with Shiva's action, Shiva Samana. So that is very important. The two act together to bless us. So Shiva Samana Vyavasitam Devimapi Deve. Yayo Kantya Yantya Shashikirana Saurupya Saranehe. Yayo Kantya. By the radiance of the two, Shashikirana Saurupya Saranehe. Now the first one we saw the brilliance of crores of Suryas and Chandras and Agnis. Now here we are talking only about Chandra. Shashikirana Saurupya Sarane. Sarane is normally a path. Here it is an atmosphere of Shashikirana, Surya, Chandra Kirana. Then what happened? Vidhuta Antaha Dhvanta. Dhvanta is darkness. Antaha is inside, mental darkness. Vidhuta, completely gone, completely removed. So that kind of atmosphere, that kind of world, he is not using the term world here, but that is what he is meaning. There he used the Bhaloka Bhavane. Here similarly, there is another Bhaloka Bhavana where the predominant brilliance is coming from Chandrakirana. And this is what Vilasati, it is shining. That world is shining that experience you are getting. That means world is shining means what? It is shining in your mind only. It's not available to anybody else. It's available only to you. Eyo kantya yantyaha shashikirana saurup. Yantyaha means coming out, emerging. That because of the rays emergence, there is a shine all over the place. Vilasati. Jagati Vilasati. The world present there in that Vishuddhi Chakra, Vilasati. Jagati is not using word Jagat, he is using word Jagati, which means an atmosphere all over that place. Similarly, the word Vishwa is often used not necessarily for universe, to say that all round, multiple, multifarious, all round. In that sense, Vishwa is also used. Similarly, here Jagati is used. Chakori Eva. Now, Chakori bird is associated with Chandra Kirana. The Chakora bird food is only the Amrita which comes from the rays of moon. We have seen it before. So like that, Chakori Eva, this whole atmosphere, it makes you feel like a Chakora bird. That's what he's saying. You feel like a Chakora because there is so much of moonshine, so much of Amrita coming down, and you are right in the middle of that world, middle of that experience. So you feel like as if you are a Chakora. Vishuddhau te shuddhasphatiga vishadam vyomajanakam shivam seve devimapi shivasamana vyavasitam. Now, I have to mention here that just as we have special names for Shiva and Shakti in each of the chakras, here we have Vyomeshwara and Vyomeshwari surrounded by 72 Akasha Mayukas, rays connected with Akasha Tattva. Now, this kshetra with which this chakra is associated is Chidambaram, because Akasha Tattva, definitely Chidambaram is the place. And that is why perhaps he is mentioning Suddha Spatika Vishadam, because that is where Adi Shankara established one of the 5 Spatika Lingas which he brought from Kailasa. The last one, the 5th one, the Yoga Linga, he kept with himself, which our Acharyas in Kamakoti Petham are worshipping even today. Now, out of the 4 places where the other 4 lingas were established, Chidambaram is one of them, and that is where the Moksha Linga was established. So that is why he is saying Suddha Spatika Vishadam. Now he is bringing that parallel, that concept there. Shivam Seve Devimapi Shiva Samana Vyavasitam Yayo Kantya Yantyaha Shashikirana Saurupya Sarane Saranehe Vidhutantardhvanta Vilasati Chakori Vajagati.
समुन्मीलत्संवित् कमलमकरन्दैकरसिकं भजेऽहं सद्वन्द्वं किमपि महतां मानसचरम् यदालापादष्टादशगुणितविद्यापरिणतिः यदा दत्ते दोषात् गुणमखिलमभ्यस्पय इव.
Now the last shloka, the Laukika benefit was Brahma Rakshasa Bhuta Preta Pishacha Nivaranam. Now for this shloka, the subject is Anahata Chakra, which is at the heart level. And this is a 12-petaled lotus, and the Tattva is Vayu. It goes in the order in which the elements have been formed as specified in Veda. So from Akasha is coming from Atma. Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha, then Akasha Vayu. So we have come to Vayu now. Now there is a beautiful description of Hamsas here. Let us see that. Samunmedat Samvit Kamala Makarandai Karatikam Bhaje Hamsadvandvam Kimapi Mahatam Manasacharam. Hamsadvandvam Bhaje. I worship the 2 Hamsas, the 2 swans, Annapakshis. Samunmelat Samvit Kamala Makaranda Ekaratikam. These 2 swans enjoy the honey and they are enjoying only that ekarasikam. They don't want anything else. They are enjoying that honey only, which is oozing out of the lotus called Jnana, Samvit Kamala. Samvit is Jnana. Supreme Jnana is Samvit. Supreme Jnana, Supreme Adhyatmika Jnana is Samvit, not any knowledge. Not any knowledge connected with mundane sciences. No. The supreme Adhyatmic knowledge only is called Samvit. So if you imagine that as a lotus and the honey coming out of that, Makaranda coming out of that lotus, these two Hamsas enjoy only that Makaranda. That means what they are always enjoying Jnana only. They are Jnana Swarupa and they enjoy Jnana only. Samunmela Samvit Kamala, that Kamala, that lotus is fully blossomed. Samunmela means fully open. That means Jnana is fully, in all its splendor, is there. That lotus represents Jnana in all its splendor, naturally. Because whatever people may claim, whatever knowledge people may claim, even whatever adhyatmic experiences people may claim, as long as you are in physical body as a human being, it has to be restricted. It cannot be unrestricted. Whereas for them, it is the unrestricted experience. So that is why he is saying Samunmelita Samvit. Kimapi Mahatam Manasacharam. Kimapi Mahatam Manasacharam. Because these Hamsas are always associated with Manasa Lake in Kailasa, as people know. Manasa Lake is where these Hamsas normally are associated, this kind of Hamsas which we are talking about, divine Hamsas. Mahatam Manasacharam. Here we are talking about the mind, the pond which is the mind of great people. Mahatam Manasacharam. Kimapi. This Hamsa cannot be described in words. Kimapi Hamsadvandvam. Kimapi means something which I cannot describe. It is indescribable. It is beyond the scope of words. That is why he says he is using the word Kimapi. Advisedly he is using that. Yada alapati ashtadasha gunita vidya parinatihi yat alapati. When the two Hamsas speak to each other, their conversation results in parinatihi. It results in vidya. It results in knowledge. What vidya? Ashtadasha gunita vidya. It is calculated. Gunita is calculated. It is counted as ashtadasha. The vidya is counted as 18. There are 18 Vidyasthanas, Ashtadasha Vidyasthanas mentioned in Shastras. Sometimes they mention Chaturdasha Vidyasthanas, 14. Sometimes they mention 18. Now what are those 18? We have seen before, we will just quickly see again. 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, Mimamsa, Nyaya, Purana and Dharma Shastra. These 4, that makes it 14. So the 14 description stops at this stage. When you go to 18, another 4 are added, which are called Upavedas, are connected with each of the Vedas. Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, and Niti Shastra. So if you add all the 4 again, then it becomes 18. So these 18 Vidyas are a result of the conversation mutually happening between the two Hamsas, between Shiva and Shakti. Now, in fact, if you see many of the Upadeshas mentioned in Purana, you will find Shiva advising Parvati. Many Upadeshas, Guru Gita, for example, in Skanda Purana. It's a completely advice given by Shiva to Parvati. Many of such Shiva Gita, even Shiva Gita is like that. So when they mutually converse, all Vidyas emerge. Yata datte doshate gunamakilam adbhya payaiva. What is the speciality of Hamsa, swan? Adbhya payaiva. They have the unique capability of separating milk from water. Adbhya from water, paya milk. So like that, like they have the capacity of separating milk from water, these two Hamsas here in this Anahata Chakra, what do? Adatte doshate gunam akhilam. For the aspirant for whom they are giving this experience, the darshan, they take away, they remove the doshas, the negativity, and they give shine to the qualities. Adatte means they take the gunas, they remove the doshas. Like a hamsa removes water and accepts milk. Now, in fact, the commentators say, because they are using the word Hamsa here, Shiva is Ham and Shakti is Sa, and this is connected with what is called Ajapa Vidya, which all of us do while breathing in and breathing out. Hamsa Soham, breathing in. Soham Hamsaha, breathing out. This is called Ajapa Japa or Ajapa Vidya. And now yogis will teach you this kind of Ajapa Shastra. And while meditating on Anahata Chakra, commentary says, it's called Anahata because a sound is produced only when two objects strike each other. One object strikes at another one, then only sound is produced. This is Shastra as well as science. Otherwise, sound cannot be produced. But here, with no objects being present, you hear sounds. Anahata. Ahata means struck. Anahata means unstruck. Unstruck sound is coming. Now the commentator says here, now if you are lucky, if you are careful, if you are attentive, you will receive, you will perceive. He said, no, 18 vidyas. Those 18 vidyas you will perceive as 18 aksharas of 16 aksharas of Shri Vidya Shodashi mantra, Panchadishakshari, then we saw Shodashakshari, isn't it? So 16 aksharas of them, plus the two forms of Devi and Shri Vidya Guru, the Guru who initiated into Shri Vidya. Those forms are the remaining two. So 16 plus 2, 18. This is what you will experience. Well, this is given by commentators as the experience which will come when you are in this Anahata Chakra. Samunmilatam with Kamala. Now, this kshetra for this is Avudayar Kovil near Kumbhakonam, near Tanjavur. Avudayar Kovil. That is every one of these chakras associated with the kshetra. Samunmilatam with Kamala Makarandai Rasikam Bhajeham Zadvandvam Kimapi Mahatam Manasacharam Yadalapadashta Vidya Parinatihi Yadadatte Doshat Gunamakhila Madhya Payayiva.
तव स्वाधिष्ठाने हुतवहमधिष्ठाय निरतं तमीडे संवर्तं जननि महतीं तां च समयां यदा लोके लोकान् दहति महति क्रोधकलिते दयार्द्राया दृष्टिः शिशिरमुपचारं रचयति.
Next we come to Swadhisthana. In fact, physically, in the description of chakra, we have seen it before. After Anahata, Swadhisthana doesn't come. Manipuraka comes at Nabhi level. Swadhisthana is below that. Swadhisthana is between Manipuraka and Mooladhara. But here we are taking Swadhisthana next as this is Agni Tattva. Vayo Agnihi. That's what Veda says. So after Vayu, it is Agni Tattva. So Agni Tattva is associated with Swadhisthana chakra. That is how it is taken up here. And the benefit for this Swadhisthana chakra shloka, the benefit for the last shloka was Balarishta Nivaranam, that is child diseases, relief from child Balarishta with child diseases. Children suffer from specific difficult diseases, so all those diseases will go if we chant this mantra. So for this mantra, the benefit is what you want to see, you will see in your dream. This is a very beautiful benefit. You want to see Bhagavati, you will see Bhagavati in your dream, provided you chant this mantra so many number of times in a proper manner. So, this is Agni Tattva, 6-petaled lotus, in between Manipuraka, and that is a little above Mooladhara. Tava swadhisthane, again tava, in your swadhisthana chakra, hutavaham adhisthaya niratam hutavaham adhisthaya. Continuously having established Agni, hutavaha is Agni. He carries whatever we offer in Agni, huta, whatever offering we offer in Agni, he carries them to the respective devatas. If you say Indra is Swaha, he takes it to Indra. We have seen it before. That is why he is called Hutavaha. Hutavaha. Hutavaham adhisthaya niratam. Continuously, Agni has been established in this chakra. Tamide samvartam janani mahatim tam cha samayam. Janani, O mother, I worship tam ide. I praise. Actually, ide means I praise. I chant the stotras of Samvartam, Samvarta Agni. We saw Maha Samvarta Agni in an earlier sloka. That is the great Agni at the time of Mahapralaya, when everything is destroyed by great Agnis. And the greatest of those Agnis, there are some more Agnis which are mentioned in Shastra. The greatest of those Agnis is Maha Samvarta Agni. So he is mentioning that. So I worship that Samvarta Agni, accompany, that is Shiva. Shiva is in the form of Kalagni Rudra. So that is what he is mentioning. Accompanied by Devi, Mahatim, Tam cha Samayam, Mahatim, the glorious Devi, Tam, that glorious Devi, Samayam, she is called Samaya. The Samaya is a name, like we saw a name called Sada in Sahasrara Chakra. Samaya is a name associated with the entire, Sada is associated only with Sahasrara Chakra, whereas Samaya is associated with the entire process. The entire process of Arohana, Navarohana of the Kundalini Yoga, Samaya is the Devi. Because the whole process is called Samayachara. And why she is called Samaya is, she is always, as we saw in another sloka earlier, she is always in consonance with Shiva. There is no opposite principle. Both act together. Samana to Shiva, so she is called Samaya. Yadaloke lokan dahati mahati krodhakalite dayardra ya drishtihi shishiram upacharam rachayate. Yat is all okay by the look of that Shiva, because Samvartam Ide we said. So Yat refers to that Samvartam, that Agni, that Shiva. By his mere look, Loka Andahati, he burns away all the world. That is how Samhara takes place, isn't it? Mahati Krodha Kalite, at that time he is overcome by extreme anger. Mahati Krodha Kalite, driven by extreme anger. Because these are all, see, Rama is supposed to be overcome with anger when he was in the battlefield. Otherwise, Bhagavan doesn't know anything about Kama, Krodha. They are all human faults. Human faults do not even go near Bhagavan or Bhagavati. But Kopam Chakara Ramaha, Valmiki Ramayana says, Kopam Chakara, so he assumes Kopa. So like that, here also, Parameshwara assumes Krodha in order to execute the job of destruction. Mahate Krodha Kalite at the time, Krodha Kalite, at the time when he is burning away all the lokas, driven by extreme anger, at that time, what is Devi doing? Dayardra ya drishtihi shikiram upacharam rachayati. After all the destruction is over, at that time you cannot interfere, because that is a process of nature. Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara. It has to happen. After Samhara, Tirodhana has to happen. After Tirodhana, Anugraha has to happen. But this Samhara is so terrible to look at and so terrible to experience. Devi wants to give a cooling touch to that process. At least at the end of the process, you will feel some coolness. That is the idea of Devi, giving coolness to that process. Not the process of burning. Burning can never be cool. But after the burning is over, the heat is still continuing, isn't it? Now, after the Homa is over, you cannot lift the Homa Kunda for a few hours. It is so hot. So that heat can be removed by Dayardra Yadrishtihi, the coolness of Devi, full wet with Ardra means wet. Ardra Vastra means wet cloth. Wet with compassion, Shishiram Upacharam Rachayati. She gives the cool touch. Shishiram Upacharam Rachayati. She gives the cool touch. So in your Swadhisthana Chakra, Agni has been established continuously. I praise that Samvarta Agni, the Pralayakala Agni, along with the glorious Devi called Samaya. Now, by mere look of this Ishvara, Kalagni Rudra, Samvarta Agni, he is driven by extreme anger. He burns away all the world, and at the end of which, Devi, wet with compassion, directs her look, which effects a cold touch. तव स्वाधिष्ठाने हुतवहम अधिष्ठाय निरतम समीडे संवर्तम जननि महतीं तां च समयां यदा लोके लोकान् दहति महती क्रोधकलिते दयार्द्र या दृष्टिः शिशिरम् उपचारं रचयति. So this is Swadhisthana Chakra, and the Kshetra for this is Arunachala Kshetra, known for Agni, because there, as we know, Shiva took the Jyotis Sambha form and he settled down in the form of a mountain of Jyotis, mountain of Agni. So the mountain is not a stone mountain, it is an Agni mountain. In fact, it was Agni mountain in an earlier Yuga, then it turned into a golden mountain. Now in Kali Yuga only, it is a stone mountain. It looks like a stone mountain. So the kshetra associated with this is Arunachalam, and the Ishvara and Ishwari are known as Samvartakeshwara and Samayamba. Both are mentioned here in the names, its names themselves, Samvarta and Samaya. Samvartakeshwara and Samayamba, surrounded with 62 Taijasa Mayukhas, Mayukhas of Agni, rays of Agni. Next.
तटित्वन्तं शक्त्या तिमिरपरिपन्थिस्फुरणया स्फुरन्नानारत्नाभरणपरिणद्धेन्द्रधनुषम् तव श्यामं मेघं कमपि मणिपूरैकशरणं निषेवे वर्षन्तं हरमिहिरतप्तं त्रिभुवनम्.
Now we have come to Manipuraka Chakra, which is at the Nabhi level. And what is the benefit here? All good dreams, whatever you have dreamed, good dreams will come true, will fructify. And all bad dreams will go away. And you will get Lakshmi Kataksham. So much of benefit. And this is associated with water. Agner Apaha. So now we are in Apa. This is a 10-petaled lotus, and here Amriteshwara and Amriteshwari surrounded by 52 water Mayukhas, rays. That is how the divine couple are worshipped. Now let us see the details. Tatitvantam Shaktya Timira Paribansis Puranaya Puran Nanaratnabharana Parinadven Indradhanusham Parinadhendradhanusham. Shakti is like a tatit, like a lightning. Shakti is like a lightning. Timira Paripanthis Puranaya, with the shine which will drive away all darkness. Timira Paripanthi Puranaya, that kind of shine, this lightning gives. Lightning normally is temporary, isn't it? Just occurs for a few seconds and goes away. But this lightning is there permanently. Thira Saudamini we saw earlier, that applies to here also. Visparan Nana Ratna Varna Parinadhendra Dhanusham. Now Shakti manifests herself in two forms here. One is the lightning, streak of lightning. Another is Indradhanush, which you see in the sky during rainy season. Indradhanush, which has different colors, all 7 colors, Ujja. That is why he says, Nana Ratna Varna Parinate, as if it is a jewel studded with several Ratnas, several gems. Nana Ratna Abharana Parinate. That jewel has taken the form of Indradhanus, very shining, Spuratu. This is Devi. Tava Shamam Megam Kamapi Manipuraika Sharanam. Now Shiva is in the form of Shama Megha, in the form of a black cloud. He is in the form of a black cloud. But he was in the form of a terrible, anger-driven Agni in the previous sloka. Now he has cooled down. Now he has taken the form of shower. He is going to shower enormous water, pralaya water. The whole universe is going to be submerged in pralaya water. That is what he is going to do. That is his job again. So that he has taken the form of a dark cloud. Chamam Megham Kamapi. Again, it is beyond description. So he is saying Kamapi. Very strange cloud. Manipuraika Sharanam. It is situated in the Manipuraka Chakra. Nisheve Varshantam Haramihira Tattam Tribhuvanam. That Megham Varshantam. It is showering huge amounts of water and cooling down Tribhuvana, the three worlds, which are experiencing the heat of the previous Agni. Haramihira Tattam, the Surya, who was Shiva again, Haramihira. The Surya, who was Shiva, has produced so much heat in all these three worlds. Now to cool it down, he is now showering enormous amounts of water. Nisheve Varshantam. Now that is why they are known as Amriteshwara and Amriteshwari, surrounded by the water rate, the Mayukhya. And the kshetra for this is Thiruvane Kovil, the kshetra associated with water. Now in Narayana Suktam, there is a large description, many mantras of Paramatma shining in Hridaya Pundarika, the lotus in Hridaya, the upturned lotus. There is a very sukshma, very subtle thread there, etc., etc. There at the top of the thread, there is a Agni Shikha. That is Paramatma, it says. There it says, Neelato yada madhyasthat vidyullekeva bhaswara. Neelato yada madhyastha. In the midst of dark cloud, there is a shine of lightning. That is Paramatma, he says. Vidyullekeva bhaswara. That is the way that Agni Shikha is shining. It is a description for the shine. So the same description has come here also for Devi. And for Shiva, the description is that of a dark cloud. Devi is in the form of a lightning as well as in the form of Indradhanus, spreading cool light. And Shiva is in the form of dark cloud, showering heavily on the three worlds which have been burnt before. Chatitvantam Shaktya Timira Paribhanti Spuranaya Spuran Nana Ratna Bharana Parinadhendra Danusham Tava Shamam Megham Kamapi Manipuraika Sharanam Nisheve Varshantam Hara Mihira Taptam Tribhuvanam.
तवाधारे मूले सहसमयया लास्य परया नवात्मानं मन्ये नवरसमहाताण्डवनटम् उभाभ्यामेताभ्याम् उदयविधिमुद्दिश्य दयया सनाथाभ्यां जङ्गे जनकजननीमज्जगदिदम्.
This is about Mooladhara Chakra, right at the base. And we have a four-petaled lotus, and the tattva is Prithvi, Adhyaf Prithvi. So we have seen it before. It is a triangular form, four-petaled lotus. And here we have the Tandava Nritya of Parameshwara, which is being described here. So Ananda Bhairava and Ananda Bhairavi, they are worshipped here. Ananda Bhairava and Ananda Bhairavi are worshipped here, surrounded by 56 Prithvi Mayukas, 56 rays connected with the Prithvi Tattva. Now let us say the details. Tavadhare Mule, in your Mooladhara Chakra, Saha Samayaya Lasya Paraya, along with Samaya Devi, who is now intent on performing Lasya dance. The dance performed by women, we have seen before, is called Lasya, and the dance performed by men is called Tandava. Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra gives specific names for the two dances. Because one is Gambhira, another is Lalita. So Lalita dance is Lasya and Gambhira dance is Tandava. So both are dancing now. In the case of Samhara, we saw Mahatandava Sakshini. She was only Sakshi and Tandava was being executed by Shiva at the time of Samhara. But now Samhara is all over. Now fresh creation is going to start. So at that time, both are dancing the dance of creation. Navatmanam manye navarata mahatandava natam. Shiva is Navarata Mahatandava Natam. He is Nataraja who is executing Mahatandava, performing Mahatandava, which has all the 9 rasas. 9 rasas are Shringara rasa, Veera rasa, Hasya rasa, Adbhuta rasa, Bibhatsa rasa, Raudra rasa, Bhayanaka rasa, Karuna rasa, and Shanti rasa. These are the 9 rasas described in Natya Shastra. Now he is executing a dance which has all the 9 rasas. Navatmanam, we have seen before how he is called Navatma. That is, he manifests himself in 9 forms. Kala, Kula, etc., and ending with Jiva. All these manifestations are Shiva only. So he shows himself in 9 forms. So Navatmanam. Navatmanam, that Shiva who manifests himself in 9 forms and who is now performing the beautiful Mahatandava as Nataraja, which has 9 rasas, all the 9 rasas. Ubhabhyam, Yetabhyam, the two of them, Udaya Vidhim, Uddishya, Dayaya. Why they are doing this dance? Udaya Vidhim, Uddishya. Keeping in mind the requirement of creation. Udaya is creation. The worlds are rising again. So Udaya Vidhim, the process of creation, keeping in mind that Dayaya, out of compassion they are doing this dance, not because of any compulsion. What is the compassion about doing the dance for creation? Creation itself is for compassion only. If they don't do this creation, you and I will not be on this earth, and you and I will not have a chance to redeem ourselves. We have accumulated so much of sin. How to get rid of that sin? We have to redeem ourselves and aspire for moksha that only human birth can provide for it. So the entire creation is meant for giving an opportunity to all the jivas, even if the jiva is a tree, even if the jiva is an animal, because that is a process of evolution. From the tree to animal, they will eventually become humans, and eventually they will also become candidates for moksha. That is the process described in Shastra. So that is entirely out of compassion. Sanathabhyam jagnye janaka janane mat jagat idam. Idam jagat jagnye. They are becoming this world. Then they are not creating this world. Creating means something outside of you. Jagat is not created from any outside material. It is created out of themselves. That's what we have seen before. They create out of themselves and they enter pravishya. So that is what he is mentioning. Idam jagat jagnye. They become this world. Janaka janane mat. Like parents, like mother and father. They have created this earth and they have become this earth. And they are sanatha abhyam. That is a beautiful phrase. Somebody is called sanatha when he has a protector. Somebody is called anatha when he has no protector. He has to look for himself. He has nobody to care for him. Sanatha means there is somebody to care for him, somebody to ask him, how are you doing? Should I give you some help? That is sanatha. Now they are called the sanathas, both of them. What sanatha they require? They are themselves Hastanathas. They are themselves Nathas. They are themselves Nathas, so they don't need another Natha. So the beautiful explanation for this is, each is a Natha for the other, because they are two. Shakti is Natha for Shiva, and Shiva is Natha for Shakti. So one protects the other, one works in consonance with the other, the two act together, so that this earth which they create is a beautiful earth on which all the devas will have opportunity to redeem themselves. So in the Mooladhara Chakra, Devi Samaya, called Samaya, executes the beautiful Lasya dance, and Shiva executes as Nataraja the Mahatandava, full of 9 rasas, and he is known to manifest himself during the process of creation in 9 forms, Kala, Kula, etc., ending with Jiva, and both Devi and Shiva are Sanathas. One is Natha for the other, and out of compassion, looking at the process of creation, they have become this earth, like father and mother. Now the kshetra for this is Tiruvarur, where we are told there is a Mooladhara Ganapati established by Devi herself, Mooladhara Vinayaka. So that kshetra is associated with this Mooladhara Chakra, and the Shakti is called Kundalini Shakti at the Mooladhara Chakra. She is sleeping in a serpent form in 3.5 rounds, all that we have seen before. She is also called Kaulini in Lalita Sahasranam. Kundalini Shakti is called Kaulini because she is following the Kula Patham we saw, no? The path which goes from Mooladhara Chakra right up to Sahasrara. That Sushamna Nadi path is called Kula Patham. So she is called Kaulini also. Tavadhare mule sah samayaya lasyaparaya Navatmanam manye navarata mahatandavanatam Ubhabhyametabhyam udayavidhimuddishya dayaya Sanathabhyam jagne janaka janani mat jagadidam. Now with this, the first part, the 41 slokas of what is commonly known as Ananda Lahari, part of Saundarya Lahari, which came to us from Kailasa, brought by Adishakra. That part gets over. Now we are entering into the second part, Saundarya Lahari part, which is composed by Adishankara himself. So sloka number 42.
गतैर्माणिक्यत्वं गगनमणिभिः सान्द्रघटितं किरीटं ते हैमं हिमगिरिसुते कीर्तयति यः सनीडे यच्छायाच्छुरणशबलं चन्द्रशकलं धनुःशौनासीरं किमिति न निबध्नाति धिषणाम्.
Now, there is a Keshadi Padanta Varnana in these slokas, starting from sloka 42 right up to the end. Keshadi Padanta Varnana, right from top to bottom, Devi's form. Now, it starts with the Varnana description of the crown, the Kirita. The first sloka is dedicated to Kirita only. Gatair Manikyatvam Gagana Manibhihi Sandra Ghatitam Kiritam te haimam himagiri sute kirtayati yaha. Himagiri sute, O daughter of Himavan, te kiritam haimam, your golden crown. Haimam means golden. Your golden crown. She is known as Haimavati. It comes even in Upanishad. Even in Upanishad, she is mentioned as Uma Haimavati in that story regarding Yaksha appearing in Indra's premises. There, she is described as Uma Haimavati. So, golden crown. There, of course, Uma Haimavati means daughter of Himavan or golden Uma. Both meanings are given there. So, here it is golden crown. Gatair Manikyatvam Gagana Manibhihi. Surya is known as Gagana Mani. He is like a gem in the sky. Gagana means sky, isn't it? He is a gem of great brilliance in the sky. Otherwise, sky is empty. Now, he is a great jewel in the sky, so he is called Gagana Mani. Gagana Mani Bhihi, plural. So many Suryas have taken the form of rubies, manikya, for sitting in your crown. Many Suryas have taken the form of manikya, rubies, ruby stones, for sitting in your crown. That means they have done tapas in order to find a place in the crown. That is why Manikyatvam Gatehi, the Suryas have taken the form of Manikya. Sandra Ghatitam, now this Kirita is having not only the 12 Aditya, Dwadasha Aditya, that is how Veda describes. That is why he is using plural, 12 Adityas, because for each month there is a different Aditya. So there are 12 Suryas. Not only these 12 gems which are Suryas, there are other gems also. So Sandra Ghatitam, that means it is densely populated. The Kirita is populated densely with various types of gems. Yaha Kirtayati, one who praises this Kirita, we are not talking about Devi, one who praises the Kirita. Kiritam Haimam Yam Yaha Kirtayati, one who praises this Kirita. तनीडेच्छाया चूर्णशबलं चन्द्रशकलं धनुषौनाधीरं किमिति न निबध्नाति धिषणाम्. He finds there is a Chandrakala on top, isn't it? On the top of the crown, apart from the gem-studded crown, there is a Chandrakala, isn't it? Chandrashakala means Chandrakala. Ideyachaya Churana Savalam, that is where a beautiful poetic imagery comes in. Ideyachaya, that is the shine from the gems which are in the crown. Nideya means sitting in the recesses in the crown, shine, the chaya is the shine. Churana means Churana means strewn with, it is spreading. Shabalam means different, variegated colors. This radiance from the gems which are sitting in the recesses in the crown spreads itself on the Chandrakala in the form of variegated colors. It is strewn with, the Chandrakala is strewn with variegated colors emanating from this, that is the imagination now, because it is sitting on top of the crown is emanating the shine, all the shine is falling on Chandrakala. So, Dhanushaunakiram kimitina nibadhnati dhishanam. The one who is now praising the crown will look at this Chandrakala and he will describe this Chandrakala as Dhanuhu Shaunathiram. Shunatira is the name of Indra. So Indra Dhanush is giving the new name Shaunathiram Dhanuhu. Shunatira means like an army commander, he commands the army and he wins all wars. That is why he is known as Shunatira. So Indra Dhanush is, he will look at this Chandrakala and he will assume that it is Indradhanush only. Kimiti, Kim, is it Indradhanush or is it Chandrakala? That kind of a doubt he will get. Nari Badhnati Dhishana, Dhishana means idea, Dhishana means intellect, here it means idea. Will he not entertain this idea? Nani Badhnati, will he not, he is asking question. Will he not entertain this idea, this one who is singing the praise of Devi Kirita, how can he not entertain this idea? That is the way he is putting this question. How can he not entertain this idea? The crown is heavily studded with gems and there are Suryas, maybe 12, who have taken the shape of Manikya, ruby, and one who praises the glory of this crown looks at the Chandrakala on the top of this, which is having shine spread on Chandrakala by the various gems which are studded in the crown, and that Chandrakala, which is now receiving the beautiful radiance from the gems in the crown, he looks at that and will he not call it Indradhanush? He will definitely call it Indradhanush. That is the way this Kirita is described. So we close for the day. Gatair Manikyattvam Gaganamanibihi Sandraghatitam Kiritam Te Haimam Himagiri Sute Kirtayati Yaha Tanide Yachaya Chorana Shabalam Chandra Sakalam Dhanush Shaunathiram Kimiti Naribhadhnati Dhishanam. We close for the day. Any questions?
No questions, Mama.
No questions. We close and we meet again tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. IST at the same time, and we continue to enjoy the bliss of Saundarya Lahari. Nama Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva Sri Jagadambikaye Jaya Jaya.